If someone is secretly watching you, you won't catch them staring. You'll feel it in small moments that don't make sense at first. A glance that disappears too fast, a presence that lingers a little too long, and once you notice it, you can't unsee it, because people who watch you secretly don't want to be obvious. They don't want you to know. But the human brain isn't perfect at hiding interests. It leaks in behavior, in timing, in patterns that feel random, but aren't. And the truth is, you've probably experienced this before. You just brushed it off. Number one, you keep catching them looking at you, but only for a split second. This is the most classic sign, but also the easiest to misunderstand, because it's never obvious. You're not going to turn around and see them staring for 10 seconds straight, but that almost never happens. Instead, you look up and they instantly look away. You glance across the room and they're already turning their head. You catch movement, but never the full moment. And here's where it gets interesting. That timing isn't random. When someone is secretly watching you, they're constantly checking if it's safe to look. So they watch you when you're not looking, and the second you do, they disengage. Think about it. If someone had no interest in you, why would they need to look away so quickly? Why the urgency? Why the reaction? Because they got caught. And that tiny moment, that almost invisible shift, is one of the most honest signals you'll ever see. Number two, they seem aware of what you're doing, even when you didn't tell them. This one feels subtle, almost strange. You mention something casually, and they already know. You change something small, and they notice it instantly. You walk into a space, and somehow, they're already tuned into your presence. But here's what most people miss. Awareness like this doesn't come from coincidence. It comes from observation. When someone is secretly watching you, they build a quiet understanding of your habits, your routine, your behavior, your little patterns. So when you say something or do something slightly different, they pick up on it faster than they should. And this changes everything, because it means they've been paying attention long before you notice. Number three, their attention shifts toward you, even in group settings. This is where things become more revealing. You're in a room full of people. Everyone's talking, while everything feels normal. But if you really pay attention, their focus keeps drifting back to you. They might be laughing with others, but their eyes check you. They might be engaged in conversation, but their body subtly turns in your direction. And you've probably felt this, that strange awareness, like someone is tuned into you, even when they're not directly interacting with you. But here's where it gets interesting. When someone secretly watches you, you become their reference point. Even in a crowded room, they track your reactions. They notice when you laugh. They observe who you're talking to, not in an obvious way, but consistently. And once you start noticing it, you realize it's happening more often than you thought. Number four, they go quiet or act different when you notice them. This one creates confusion, and because their behavior suddenly shifts. Maybe they were relaxed before, but the moment you look at them, something changes. They become quieter, more reserved, or suddenly distracted. And you might think, maybe I'm imagining it, but you're not. Because when someone is secretly watching you, they're not expecting to be seen. So when you look at them, it disrupts their control. They weren't ready for that moment. And this changes everything, because the shift is emotional. It's not logical. It's that quick internal reaction of, I didn't expect you to notice me. And the body responds instantly. That sudden change, that almost awkward energy, that's not random. That's exposure. Number five, they position themselves where they can see you without being obvious. This one is powerful if you observe carefully. Next, they don't always come close. They don't always interact, but somehow they're always in a position where they can see you across the room, at an angle, in your general line of sight, but not directly in front of you. And most people miss this because it doesn't feel intentional, but it is. When someone is secretly watching you, they choose positions that give them access without attention. They want to observe, but not be noticed, so they stay just far enough to blend in. And here's the deeper psychology. Proximity creates opportunity. The closer they are to your environment, the easier it is to watch you naturally. without suspicion. And once you recognize this pattern, you start seeing it everywhere. Number 6, they react to your actions even when they shouldn't. This is where things become undeniable, and you say something, and they react, even though the conversation isn't directed at them. You laugh, and they smile, without being part of the moment. You move, and they subtly adjust, as if they're following your energy. And you've probably felt this before, that strange synchronization, like someone is connected to your behavior without being involved. But here's where it gets interesting. When someone is secretly watching you, your actions become their focus, so naturally, they respond, even when they're not supposed to. And this changes everything, because reactions are harder to control than actions. You can pretend not to look, you can fake disinterest, but your reactions, they slip out. And those small, almost invisible responses, they reveal more than anything else. Number 7, there's a feeling you can't fully explain, but you keep noticing them. This is the one people ignore the most because it's not logical. It's not something you can prove. It's just a feeling. You don't always see them looking. You don't always catch the moment, but somehow you keep becoming aware of them. You notice their presence. You feel their attention. You sense that something is directed towards you, and you might tell yourself, I'm overthinking. But here's the truth. Humans are incredibly good at detecting attention, even subconsciously. Your brain picks up on micro signals, tiny shifts, patterns that repeat over time, and it builds a feeling, not based on one moment, but many. And this changes everything, because sometimes the strongest signal is the one you can't fully explain. Now here's the part most people don't talk about. Not everyone who watches you will approach you. Not everyone who notices you will say something. Some people stay in the background, observing, thinking, trying to understand their own feelings before they act. And that's why it feels so confusing, because there's no clear answer, no direct confirmation, just patterns, moments, reactions, energy that feels slightly different. And you've probably been there, wondering if it's real, questioning your instincts, going back and forth in your mind. But think about everything you've seen, the quick glances, the awareness, the positioning, the reactions. Individually, they don't mean much, but together, they create something undeniable, a pattern. And once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. So the next time you feel like someone is secretly watching you, don't just dismiss it immediately. Pay attention. Observe, because sometimes the quietest behaviors carry the loudest truths. And if you've noticed even a few of these signs more than once in different moments, then deep down, you already know what's really going on.